This is Peter. I put him in a tank simulating 2 wild habitats. Now the question is, can this tiny hamster survive the crazy challenges I made for him? And get ready for the day he faces the real world? The answer might surprise you. Let's rewind to where it all began. The day I brought Peter home. He had probably spent his entire life inside this tiny cage. So, I started building a tank simulating both a forest and a desert, with soil, plants, rocky walls, and even a skull. Peter's new world was finally complete. Come on, little guy, this is your new home. Peter wasted no time exploring his new world. He scouted every corner of the tank, playfully rolling around in the sand, following his digging instincts. Easy there, Peter. The game's just getting started. First challenge. He had to find a shelter on his own. He was moving around so fast that I could barely keep up with the camera. Oh my gosh, Peter, you're too fast! A little later, Peter picked a safe spot right under an old skull, where the soil was moist enough to hold a tunnel. Then his hamster instincts kicked in. He started digging and digging and digging. Before long, Peter had built himself an underground nest.
Wow!
Congratulations, Peter! But don't get too comfortable. The real challenges are still waiting ahead. Peter's next challenge? A treasure hunt. And the treasure was everywhere. Hidden in the forest corner. Buried under the soil. And even placed on a log. I also added a few crickets to make things more interesting.
Come on, baby.
Peter's challenge had begun. He had just woken up after spending hours digging his burrow and still looked half asleep. But first, he decided to chew on a cactus. Maybe he was just sharpening his teeth? Now he was ready to go. Peter sniffed every inch of the ground, leaving no spot unchecked. And it didn't take long. One by one, he found every seed I had scattered. Not a single one escaped his tiny nose. But he found something else. Something buried deep beneath the sand. His nose went into overdrive. And bingo! Peter uncovered a hidden stash with even more seeds than the ones on the surface. But this is only the beginning. What about something much harder? Peter kept searching everywhere, his nose almost touching the ground. And this time, he found something better than seeds. A worm. He grabbed it and swallowed it right away. Then another one, and another. Well, not bad for an indoor pet. In the desert corner of the tank, a cricket was quietly searching for food. And Peter spotted it right away.
Yeah, boy.
Catching worms was one thing, but a cricket? That was a whole different game. Peter started pushing it towards the glass, slowly closing in. Then he jumped and missed. The perfect meal slipped away, and you could almost feel the regret building up. Just a little bit closer. But Peter didn't give up. He sniffed out his prey and found it again in no time. This time, no hesitation, no wasted moves. Just a few seconds later, he caught it clean. For a house pet that had never really hunted before, that was honestly not bad at all. This one is yours, Peter. As night fell, Peter was fast asleep instead of searching for food like usual. But a cold breeze slipped through the entrance of his nest and woke him up. So Peter crawled out and started dragging cotton and paper from the desert side back to his nest. Trip after trip, before curling up inside the forest sorrel tunnel. The warmest spot in the tank. He wasn't just reacting to the cold, he was preparing for it. Pure survival instinct. Should I release Peter back into nature? But before that, there's still one final challenge waiting for him. The hardest one yet. I placed the whole tube system into the tank without him noticing. One section was buried underground, and everywhere inside were dead ends. There was only one path that led to the food. Now the question is, can Peter actually remember the way to his reward? Peter made his first move, heading toward the forest tunnel. He took the left path. Wrong turn. It was a dead end. So he turned around and tried another route. But this one led outside of the maze, and there was no food out there. Peter looked completely confused. Wait! He saw the reward from the outside and immediately started digging. Nice try, buddy, but you have to go through the tunnels. Peter climbed back into the tunnel for his second attempt. This time, he chose the opposite path. Yes, that's the right way. And he jumped, only to land on a layer of dirt blocking the way. He tried digging. Oh, he gave up. Peter crawled back into the maze, looking genuinely stressed. Just look at that face. Come on, little guy. You can do this. Peter gave it one more shot. He dropped back down. And this time, he dug with everything he had. Come on, Peter! And he made it through! Good job, buddy! You earned that reward. By the end of the challenge, Peter had learned how to navigate the maze and find food on his own. But that wasn't all. Peter had become familiar with the maze. He picked up a seed, crossed the dirt with ease, and headed back to his burrow. Little by little, he kept making the same journey until his home was filled with food. Peter had completed every challenge and completely exceeded my expectations. So, I'd kept my promise. I took Peter somewhere much bigger, a huge world full of freedom, waiting for him to explore. Just look at him. He seemed to love every second of it. And for a moment, Peter would begin a brand new journey. Just kidding! I've gotten used to watching him search for food every day and curiously explore everything I prepare for him. And maybe I care about him more than I thought. I'm not letting him go. The outside world is too dangerous, and Peter is still way too tiny. Don't forget to follow me to see Peter's next adventure.